Hey folks, wanted to just continue my thread on just making a bunch of videos as I just picked up the M5 MacBook Pro. I've got to say, I'm kind of impressed with this machine. One thing I'll say off the bat before just starting this video, if you're going to be playing Windows games like this on crossover, um, this game in particular had a lot of memory pressure, so you might want to consider getting more RAM than the base, which starts at 16 gigabytes of RAM. But I wanted to showcase is something that I've actually failed to kind of make videos before. I'm kind of just trying to pump out content really quick, but all of this to say is that in this particular scene where I've had this quick save, once you look out into these mountains on the M1 Max, literally like 30 frames per second with all the settings. Here we can see textures look good, 100 frames per second, even though this is on ultra performance. Here I've downloaded an old YouTube video to try to showcase kind of the degradation of, well, one, this for some reason YouTube isn't letting me download the full HD. I'm not exactly sure why. But yeah, we had to turn some of the settings down in the M1 Max to kind of get it somewhat playable. Again, ultra performance, frame generation on the top right, trying to showcase what the frames per second are. I want to say that obviously the game has been updated, game port toolkit 5, etc. The resolution's so bad, but you kind of see how bad the frames get once you kind of look outside. I think as this, like, just look how bad the texture is and everything. I think that's due to the M1 chip not having proper texture loading capabilities. Now with the M5, of course, newer software. I do have the M1 Max still. I could, if I was a diligent worker and maybe not pressed for time or short ability with a newborn kid, etc., would make kind of showcase that content. You're just gonna have to believe me that coming from an M1 Max is in the trust me bro content. Textures look better, everything looks better. Now I did obviously put a video on RTX 4080. I think as that this kind of scales down in the DLSS, you kind of course get better sharpness, ray tracing, etc. But now on the M5, it actually makes me excited for what you can expect to see from the M5 Pro. Is that probably I would say like 50, 60, 50, 70 type graphics. The only thing kind of holding back Mac gaming, in my opinion, is like anti-cheat. And maybe AVX, AVM, like the Spider-Man 2 doesn't work, but I mean, Windows 11 ARM just updated, to the Canary build to allow that. And obviously, you see how it's downloading Dota 2 on the side. So, as I was saying, there's a lot of memory pressure. Let's skip ahead in the video to see that. Here I cut ahead, you can see almost 9 gigabytes of swap used. Obviously, if I'm downloading stuff or indexing this first machine, that impacts the gameplay. So you could expect better frame rates, and honestly, also using QuickTime. Honestly, I had a lot of trouble recording some of these latest videos. The QuickTime recording stopped. I'm not sure if it's a Mac 26 bug or just too taxing on the RAM and going to the hard drive. It just stopped recording. I tried out Meld Studio, which in my opinion is better than OBS, and for some reason that even had trouble recording. So not exactly sure what's going on, but I can definitely see people playing this game. I mean, for the purists who don't like DLSS or don't like frame generation, you can turn it off, but to get like 60 frames per second running on medium, to be honest, I started changing some of the settings and started degrading. Sorry, I cannot speak. I tried to turn on ray tracing. We can see here, once you turn on ray tracing, it's actually unplayable. I thought maybe, it said like ray tracing was on the M5. I'm not sure if it even, like, this machine uses it. I guess I would have to test Cyberpunk, but obviously this is the crossover Windows version, so I'm not exactly sure how that ports over. Basically, my system became pretty much unstable that I had to like kind of quit and restart. So all this to cut back and show kind of the ending of how the thing went. Restarted my machine, stuff of that nature, just kind of playing the game. So yeah, um, retina resolution of the machine. This is obviously running at half. You can see there 512 by 982, and then obviously it scales down from there. So you're kind of getting like a double scaled down version. For people who like the best quality screens, you would run this at full screen. There's a crossover settings to turn on retina mode, and that basically puts it at 3K. So yeah, I think this could run that at 3K, probably 30 frames per second. Maybe I'll do more tests later on. I'm kind of limited by my 512 gigabytes of like what I'm deciding to record and install. But yeah, folks, game runs. Make sure you don't alt tab because then it like kind of glitches out a little bit, but then stabilizes. And obviously, you can see the frame interval like getting a lot of red there. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I believe having more RAM would help as there's some swap memory. Or if this is a game you're trying to play, a MacBook waiting for the M5 Pro might be a better choice for people. So next we ran No Man's Sky. I had it set to ultra just to see what would happen, and here you have the metal effects temporal anti-aliasing set to quality. Also, the game looked really amazing. But later in my test, when I go back to like normal high, I mean, it's hard to really see the difference unless I'm like really looking. I mean, even on the lowest settings, I thought it looked really good, but you do have to restart to get through those settings, even if you change it. So I'll just cut to the video where I showcase what my opinion should be the playable state, which is medium and quality performance. So after a couple testing and resets, this is kind of the final settings I put is ultra quality. Nope, I put it to performance and it's at enhanced. So yeah, you can see the smoothness here running 60 frames per second. Even running it on the lowest, I wasn't able to get the 120 frames per second, which is the Retina, or sorry, the ProMotion refresh rate. I think I changed it one more time. And if you guys didn't know, I do voiceover after watching the videos, and unfortunately, this did not have sound. The way I get sound is using Black Hole. Like QuickTime sometimes messes up. So I had to probably re-record Marvel Rivals a bunch of times because QuickTime and Meld Studio couldn't record this right, but I finally got a version that has sound for your YouTube enjoyment. Here you can see DLSS is set to native, and basically in the options, there's no actual way to turn it off. Here in the settings, you can see you could go to FSR, but changing the settings to kind of what I would play is quality and frame generation. What I was showing earlier kind of just didn't have any of that. You get 70 frames per second on all settings set to ultra, and then if you wanted to get kind of the full 120 frames per second, either medium or high, would put you at a kind of good refresh rate of maybe 100 frames per second, which in my opinion kind of looks better than 60 frames per second. So the more frames, the better. And obviously, as this M5 could probably run the crossovers at Retina resolution. But yeah, pretty impressive in my opinion. Even if you wanted to run high or ultra, these could be settings that you could use. And seeing here, obviously, as I talked about it earlier, but showcasing it on screen, 100 frames per second, which if you have been following my channel, you know I have an M1 Max. Let me try to get some of that content here to showcase that this M5 is actually performing. I mean, I was thinking last time when I did the M4 MacBook Air that the performance was getting close to the M1 Max in terms of gaming. And I really think that the CPU bottleneck of kind of translating all this Windows to Wine to Metal, FX, etc. Really, you know, even though the M1 Max has a bunch more cores, the CPU bottleneck really enables this GPU to kind of shine. Um, Obviously, people have been stating it, but I think the M5 Pro, M5 Max are going to completely crush it. So the last game we're testing out is Witcher 3. I think I've mentioned this previously on the channel. I don't know if anyone could help me, but basically I cannot get crossovers preview to run the DX12 version, no matter what I do of changing the settings, changing DX11 to go to the DX12 folder, changing the folder of DX12 to say DX11. For some reason, crossover previews just doesn't run it. Anyways, end of the day, it's kind of 10:40 at night here as I'm kind of just trying to pump out some content. Yeah, I mean, this game runs Ultra Plus hair settings off. Maybe it could run with hair settings on. I think even on I'm almost positive DLSS and frame gen will make this go to like 120 frames per second. But here we're running Ultra and getting around 40 frames per second. So all this to say is like, either people want to get an M5, or, I mean, if you're choosing a MacBook Pro, maybe you want the ProMotion, etc., and you could get a base for 1699. M4 Pro goes for 1999, 2000, so like $500 difference. I assume when the M5 Pro comes out, it'll be the same price range. So then this begs the question: should you wait for the M5 Pro or go for this device? Honestly, what I personally think is that this device is pretty good for what you're trying. If you're just using this device to game or need CPU performance, going to going to like the pro, from the base to pro to max, so you need a little bit more GPU cores. Maybe you need faster video encoding or something of that nature. The reason, in my opinion, to stay at base is I've seen a lot of people on Reddit comment that the pro version or the max version uses more stuff. Somehow the battery life isn't as good. I mean, we'll see what happens when the M5 Pro comes out, but I'm theorizing here, theory crafting, that probably the M5 Pro or the M5 Max will not have as good battery life as this device. So basically with this, you're getting with the M5 Pro, or even if you wait for, sorry, with the M5 MacBook Pro, or if you wait for the M5 MacBook Air, you're going to get a device that just has really good performance in terms of gaming. I mean, honestly, this is, I mean, I haven't watched other people's YouTube videos, but from what I've seen on Reddit, kind of like seems like M2 Max, M3 Max performance. So I mean, maybe I need to do better research, but like this is, in my opinion, like better than my M1 Max. And I guess if you compare to that value, depending on what you get, obviously I mentioned earlier in this video that maybe a little bit more RAM is better. But with all that being said, yeah, maybe I'll sleep on it tonight, think what videos to make and other things to make for content for y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next video. Peace.